there's always been things in my life that made me feel like I could maybe be good at something, you know, like, I could play a few different instruments and I was all right
you're
at
a disciplined motherfucker, man.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like fucking like when I became a tattooer, man, I was like, dude, I can probably be kind of good at this. You know what I mean? And then, then I felt this, it's permanent. So you felt this responsibility to like, man, I better kind of get good. Cause if I don't, I'll be fucking these assholes up. You know what I mean? So,
there's that.
So like, you know what I mean? So you have to do it. Then like you throw the discipline in on there, you know, and then the stress of working all the time. Cause we worked a lot. So there was, you know, the substance abuse kind of leaked in because like you're trying to find ways to cope with like this, you know, this high stress, high volume, whatever it is, you know, most people that tattoo, drink or smoke weed or abuse multiple substances, you know, and I got to do all of the above, you know.
Me too.
And, you know, I've had a lot of fun on drugs. I'm not going to lie. But like, you know, at the end of the day though, I mean, when you feel like you can be good at something, you know, for the first time, you're like, dude, I just don't want this to ever go away. You know what I mean?
I think that's part of the human experience. I want that for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
And I believe that because you've served it up to all us. Because like we all need someone in our life. I thank God for the people in my life, and Brian's one of them, who believed in me more than I did. And there was a time where I had to borrow his belief about me.
Yeah, that's how Mark always was with all of us. Yeah. Josh, that's pretty accurate, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, dude's like, oh, but man, that shit you're doing is great, blah, 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 blah. I think like what we didn't get from our parents, we kind of got from Mark. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And that was a big deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, holy shit, you know, because our parents are all from the naysayer generation. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like nothing ever good happens to anybody. That's just luck for them. You know what I mean?
I identify with my grandparents. I think
right.
Skit. I totally do.
That generation is like where dreams go to die. You know what I mean? It's like they have, you know what I mean? It's like weird as fuck. Even now, it's like my parents are real proud of me and stuff, and they say it all the time, and they're talking me up and all this kind of stuff. But if I come to them with a new idea, like right now, they're like, I don't know. That's well, okay. That's a little extreme there, Brian. You know what I mean?
What's your fallback plan?
Yeah, totally.
Burn the fucking ships.
My kids, man, I'm actually trying to. The oldest one, I'm trying to get him to take more risks. Like, you know what I mean? Son, look at this broad world. This world is awesome. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because Ollie proceeds with caution. You know what I mean? And he's a smart kid, and he's, steps with, But yeah, I mean, that's stifling. Yeah. And so Mark was able to, that's dope.
But if I can get you to believe it, then that helped me believe my own thing too.
Come
on.
So
I needed that energy to keep flowing. You know what I mean?
Right.
The therapeutic value of two tattooers helping each other.
Well, and sometimes we're saying stuff that we need to hear ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
absolutely.
Really, right now, everything it touches my heart when you remember things that stuck with you that I said. You know what I mean? More than likely, when I said them, I was talking to myself.
Yeah, probably.
Also. I was saying it to you, but I needed to hear it.
Yeah.
Maybe constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been watching your face, Mark, when they're blessing you and bringing this up, and I can just see like joy and peace from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like no smart remarks or nothing cheeky or nothing comes to mind. I'm just soaking it in.
Yeah. And I appreciate it.
What am I going to say about that? Yeah.
Because that's helping me. This whole time, I've been feeling like this big. Right, like just the little baby, and I'm appreciating it, and like seeing you do that and reflect and just bask in it and just let it happen is starting to prove to me that like, well, I mean, I ain't little, like I'm at this table for a reason, so it's helping me become more of who I'm supposed to be.
Pass it to somebody.
Come on.
Well, yeah.
Come on, man.
It's just like energy that you're holding, you know what I mean? Like I never owned anything I've ever had, like truly. It's just like some shit that I get to have, I mean, for a second, like, you know what I mean? Whether it's money or, I mean, I had a couple handfuls of old cars, at like one time. I still have almost a handful of one, and it's like, but I never drive them or nothing. It's just some shit it passes through your life, man. Like money, you've got 100,000 now, you spend it all. You might get some more, you might not. But these, like Mark never did it for money, because if he did it for money, he wouldn't be talking about what he's talking about now.
No.
And what's really funny is now like charging big money for tattoos. like I remember, I think Guy was the first person that I heard that was like $250 an hour or some shit. This was back in the 90s, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, can you believe that? I would never pay $250 an hour." And now there's a ton of great tattooers that are charging $250, $350 an hour, more than that, $500 an hour. Yeah. And like, so at the end,
good too.
Yeah. What's that?
So that feels good too.
Yeah, and it's really cool, and a lot of people hate on it. And at first, I was just like, well, maybe I should give an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. But what is an honest day's pay when you are when you're like one of a bazillion people that's capable of doing the craft that you're doing to the level that you're doing it? So, but I still think that the people who, this is ironic, the people that get paid the most are the ones that probably don't care about it, that money the most. They've cared more about that craft and that experience and what they were doing right then. Those are the people that everything just gravitates toward them. Everybody else is going, how dare they soak up all of that money and all of that business? And it's like, they're not even thinking about that. They're just thinking about trying to make something awesome. The money just keeps floating.
Everybody forgets about the client. And like more times than none, if you don't charge a client enough, they don't appreciate it as much either. You know,
I've totally seen that.
They have to earn it, and if you charge them what you're worth, you know what you're worth, and you charge them what you're worth, and they know that, they reciprocate that, they love it more. I'm not proud of a $400 car that I bought.
Right.
Right.
I'm not. It didn't. You know, I didn't work hard for the. You know, like now if I bust my ass for 10 years and I buy a Maserati, I'm going to be proud of that motherfucker.
Come on.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't want to have a discount Maserati.
That's it.
I want the real thing.
That's right. That's right.
So well done.
I want the real Josh Carlton.
That's right.
The real one.